Of course.
Now, we had a bit of a discussion here. It was quite serious about South Sydney and Latrell Mitchell.
Yep.
So Latrell Mitchell has come forward, or South Sydney come forward and said, yeah, he's fit to play. Can he use his suspension? NRL said, see you later. He's not fit. You made a good point.
Yeah, so
Go and play him.
So if he's copping a 1 week suspension, but they have determined that to be, and I would do this, I was the NRL, you need to miss out. And it makes sense because they're playing for nothing right now. It's not the same punishment right now as it is to round one, clearly, right? I would say, sorry, Latrell, which they've basically done, you're not playing round one next year. However, you're telling us you're fit. Go for your life.
Yeah,
go and play against the Roosters.
Go and play. If you're that keen, try and upset the Roosters.
And what do you reckon the Rabbitohs will say?
They say, no, it's not probably worth it for breaking his foot again.
That's right. He won't be back anyway.
No.
So I applaud what they've done, the National Rugby League. Could have made things easier for themselves. And I think we should do this. Instead of having week suspensions, just give them a date. So particularly when it comes to situations where it's for the next year and these scenarios, and don't include rep games, right? So if you say you have been suspended in the South Sydney jumper, you are suspended in the South Sydney jumper until the 14th of February, right? However, if you want to go play for New Zealand, Australia, or whoever those players may be playing with, Tonga, go for your life.
I just also was thinking, like, if you're South Sydney, wouldn't you just want this season to end? It's been a bludger of a year.
Yeah.
Don't be in the headlines.
Yeah,
just
but
say,
Uncle Wayne would be saying, I'd love to have Latrell.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but, sometimes you just got to, don't say anything.
Well,
just go back in, have a good off-season. Yeah. It's only one game.
It does come across a bit brash that South Sydney have considered this, I think. I really do think. Anyway, 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 Now, Lundy, I'm going to answer this for you. He says, Sugar, history tells us that you can't win the comp unless you finish in the top four. Now you think no, I don't think a team can win from 10th, Lundy. I know you don't think it's a good idea, but a lot of people do because it keeps fans engaged. It's more interesting at this stage of the year if teams have a chance in this competition. And equally, you're being against yourself because why are you being so protective of 7th and 8th having to play another game when, as you're saying, you've got to be top four? What you've really got to be, boys, is top two just about because you go back the last, I think it's something like 14 or 15 comps.
Yeah.
It's pretty much been first or second, and there's been 3 times it's been third, but 2 of those times the third team was equal second anyway. It's top 2 teams.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. We've got to go to a break, I think. Tourist is just, he's pulling his hair out. No, you're not? Okay, what are you pulling out then? Oh, gosh.
No, I was just going to mention,
Sorry.
with the injuries, there's 2 things. So when you mentioned that you can only get suspended for NRL games, that's what happens in football. So if you get sent off for England,
yes,
you're not suspended for Manchester United.
That's the origin chat we had back in May.
It's a no-brainer.
And with the NFL, the way they do it is you could break your leg and get suspended for 10 games. And if those 2 periods cross over each other, well done. You've taken your 10-game suspension whilst your leg's broken. Ah, well.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But this is an anomaly, right? Because you've got a player that's already injured that's done an off-field incident that's been suspended. So you're not actually getting injured and suspended simultaneously.
No.
This is something that's come along. They've investigated and the suspension's applied.
Yes.
So we're sitting in an interesting realm.
Yeah.
Like it's not something that rules.
The player's mucked up injured.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. We don't. I printed out the NFL injury report stuff from their policy of 2017. So
I've never seen you work so hard.
I know.
But what
I haven't printed anything out
before you go into that, Brooks? Before you go into that,
Google Docs, baby.
Yeah, you've printed out A4 stuff on the
it
world's
went
biggest
A3.
paper.
There we go. As you know.
So just before you read that out,
no.
What do you believe would happen if the NRL said no? We are sticking to round one for him to be suspended next year, but he can play this week against the Roosters. What do you truly think would happen? Do you reckon South would trot him out? I reckon I'd bet left and right that
late injury.
He wouldn't play.
No way.
So therefore,
because it's not fully healed.
No. Therefore, the NRL, in my opinion, have done the right thing. 1300 01 1170. A lot of texts around NRL's Kid Leroy.
Hang on, Mitch from Robbo. Boys, as a Tiger supporter, any chance we can have a run at top 17? It's not a bad idea. Fletch minor premiers going to have the first week off.
Everyone else play each other.
Everyone else just goes.
That's good.
But it's an inevitability, isn't it, gents? Like you see every league, everywhere, World Cups, leagues, growth of finals, growth of how many teams can get in. Because why? Well, the bottom line, it's the money, right?
Yeah.
It's extra games.
Well, the World Cup's expanding.
Like we've seen Amazon pay a ridiculous amount of money for a wild card game.
Yeah.
NRL want a bit of that nice
Of course,
cheddar.
it's a no-brainer.
A bit of Bunsen.
Yeah, but hang on. But then we're going to have to work longer. Dr. Mark is on the line. Please come in, Dr. Mark.
Boys, how things?
How's things?
Excellent.
Hang on, what are you drinking? What are you drinking there, Dr. Mark? You're sipping on something.
No, I'm driving at home straight from my work. No drinks have passed my lips.
Okay,
Not
good.
at all.
Good.
You look at yourself, Fletch, I think. That's the problem.
No. Jimmy Maloney, maybe. What? How did you go today?
Oh, good. Just rooms. More of the same. That's patients come in, patients go out. Hopefully happy.
What's inspired the call, Marky?
No, listen. What I want to say is, that I was thinking of Sam Walker, and I've always thought he's incredibly brittle. But what I've seen this year, which is really cynical, is these big forwards just run at the 5'8" and the halfback, and I think that's not ethical to do that because 120 kilo forward. Sam's body can only take so much. But even if that's not the case, why have they got a blocker there like Radley or someone to take those big guys before they get to them?
Okay, now Mark, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. What about when? So it's unethical for a big bloke to be running a little bloke. What about when the big bloke has been playing for 70 minutes
and he's stepping
and
by
all
him.
of a sudden little Sammy Walker comes in here? Is that unethical? A little bloke picking on a big bloke?
No, I don't think they come in and try and tackle the big blokes.
No, I'm talking about embarrassing a big bloke because a little bloke comes in because he's been fresh, and you got a 110 kilo bloke.
Very, very interesting, Dr. Mark. But we've got a stack of calls we've got to get to. Let's go to Bexley, where Danny has been waiting. G'day, Danny.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, Danny. What do you got for us, mate?
I can hear you going off about Latrell and his 1 week suspension.
Yes, Bonaducci.
Wasn't it about 12 months ago, or 18, I wasn't sure if it was last year or the year before, where a Penrith player served a suspension the following year opposed to during the semi-finals? Was that correct?
Oh, who was that,
Taylor May.
Was it?
I think it was Taylor May, and it was something to do with an injury. What happened there? There was a hamstring injury. We'll find it. We'll get it.
We'll find it. No, that's good chat. Do you remember it, Danny?
No, I don't, but I thought he served his suspension the following year and he was allowed to play in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think you might have a case there. We'll dig it out. We'll dig it out for you, Danny. Good on you, mate. Let's go to Mark from West Pennant Hills up on the Malibu.
That's
wrong guy.
Yeah, this is...
why do I say that with you all the time?
He's for Upper Pennant Hills. This is West Pennant Hills.
Okay, sorry.
This
Sorry,
is
Mark.
Marky Mark. What do you got, Mark?
Hey, Sugar, mate. Have you snuck a mini bar into that studio today, or what?
You don't agree?
What are you drinking?
You don't agree? What don't you agree with?
Top 10. You got to listen to Fletch sometimes.
Nah.
I know where Fletch comes from and stuff, but top 10. That you're saying that you can play half the season and lose, and you still got a chance at taking Penrith or Storm or someone up the top end. They win 90% of their games. And then someone that plays and wins 50% of their games gets a shot at the title.
We've already got people winning 50% of their games making the finals.
Yeah, I know. That's why it should be down to a top 5. Top 5.
Okay, the other side to this.
It's not a bad idea.
The other side to this, we can't do top 5. Like if anyone understands the broadcast dollar, we cannot have top 5. It would be raining dead rubbers at the end of the year. Do you agree with that, Mark?
I do, but I've also got another thing to add to it before I run away. That Fletch is also right that penalties, like suspension, for a player like say Cowboys play State of Origin. They put 6 or 7 players every year in the State of Origin. And if a player gets suspended in Game 3 of State of Origin, let's say given a maximum penalty, 6 weeks, that's the club that suffers.
That's right.
State of Origin doesn't suffer.
No.
It's the club.
No, we're on with you. We agree with you there.
We agree with you there.
Yeah. So he would if he got 6 weeks, he would effectively miss the next 2 series if that's the way we're going to go. But They'll never do that, unfortunately.
And by the way, on your top 5 notion, if we did that, Manly, Dolphins, Knights, all out of the contest already. They would be all dead rubbers as far as their part's concerned. So you can't do that. 1300 01 1170. On the other side, if we had the wild card, the Dragons and the Raiders would be playing for a spot in the wild card, and I think that'd make a lot of fans interested. Broncos would hold on to some hope.
Couldn't we
for
just
that
go 9?
as well.
Couldn't we meet halfway and just go 9 and 10?
No, but you might as well have 2 games. You need content, Brian.
I know we need content. We've got a lot of content anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm compromising here.
See, 5th and 6th, they earn the right for a home final and the week off, which really makes it hard on 7, 8, 9, and 10.
I just want to get.
Freshens up. We get the best players get an extra week off to have a tilt.
I just want my minor premiers to get a week off, and then you can go all the way down to 10. So 10 and 9, they can all play.
Okay, hypothetical too. So on this wild card scenario, if we were going to the finals this week, Matt Burton's not playing. But with the week off, he would be ready for that next game. Right now, he would not be playing, and he wouldn't be the only player. Ryan Pappenhausen wouldn't be playing. And we're going to have that next week, guaranteed, whereas that week off may just give the best players a chance to come back in. But anyway, everyone can have their say. 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736 736 to run home.
Just before we go, we're going to go to Taylor May. We're going to go after the break, and the Taylor May question will be answered by Brooksy with his tight shirt.
Rejects Latrell Mitchell's bid to serve a 1-game ban this weekend for the white substance scandal in the final round game of this season. Instead, the Rabbitohs' highest-paid star is poised to miss Wayne Bennett's first game in charge next season, despite the club sending 2 independent medical reports to the NRL claiming he would be available for Friday night's clash against the Roosters. Abdo told media in Melbourne on Wednesday that the NRL was closely watching the process but would not say how they were monitoring it or when a decision would be made. It's an unusual situation. It doesn't happen that often. I don't think it's a loophole, Abdo said.
What they should have done, I'm just thinking about it, give him a fitness test. Peter V'landys and Abdo have to play 2-on-1 against Latrell.
That's right.
Just go, righto, boys. I mean, Pete.
First to 10 wins.
Pete was very. He was a wide running back row as a kid down there in Wollongong. He could hit hard. So they could say, righto, let's see if you.
Let's go. First to 10.
Yep.
Love that.
If you've done it.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
I'll just have that vision in my head. Okay, so now we don't often give Joel a rap, a pat on the back. If anything, we go the opposite way. But Joel, this happened earlier on the run home.
Hey, can you crow me, Dom, please? I've just thought of something, boys. I'm going to crow this. I know he's been named. Swally had that shoulder knock.
Gregory
Peck.
Yep.
Right? I reckon he withdraws. Powger plays in the centres and Marky Mark in the funky bunch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there was a bit of a twist in the tale today where we got confirmation that what happened, Joel, read it out.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's all true at this point, but Mark Nwanga-Nitawazi will make one of the most anticipated NRL debuts of the season when he lines up for the Roosters against arch rival South Sydney on Friday night. No, I can't see your belly button, Brian. I'm not a peerer. What do you make of this?
I think it's awesome. I mean, he's been playing reserve grade. He's gone over there. He's played at the Olympics, and now we're going to see how he can handle the big stuff.
And what's our rumour? We're starting with rugby sevens player? Moses Leo? Moses Leo. We reckon he could be the one linked to the Melbourne Storm. We got a tease yesterday from Peter Bunn.
What's doing, Brooks?
What are you doing, Brooks? You're lurking.
Heavy. So Brooksy just walk in here.
With a big smile and then walked out.
What do you need?
I like that Marky Mark's getting his debut, but is this just another Roosters rort that's happening, Fletch?
Why?
Like, they got the exemption for the Olympics and stuff, and it's just another player that they've added to the list after the date.
Okay. Wait till you see Sean Johnson in the first week of the final. then you'll blow up. Hello to you, Chad Townsend.
Brothers in the grand final.
Yeah, Chad Townsend. Yeah, you watch Trey Fuller just pop up on the wing.
It's very calculated, but it's worked out well, hasn't it?
It's a good story.
I think it's great that he's getting a debut. Like, it would be good to have seen Carter Gordon get a debut before the Titans season finished. But yeah, it's
very interesting.
You've got to put an asterisk next to it. It's a good
For his debut.
little Uncle Mick Uncle Nick.
Could you just imagine, like, in the 1 year you play rugby at the Olympics in Paris, and then in the same year you play in a National Rugby League grand final?
That's triviaquestion.com.
Oh,
Who's done
that
it?
is a
Who's
beauty.
done it?
No one's
ever
done it. No one's done it.
No one?
You might have had, like, a couple of those sprinters back in the day. Was Mike Cleary a gun sprinter?
Yeah. Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth Games.
Will we see in our lifetime a rugby league player play in a Super Bowl and then come and play and win a grand final?
So you'd need like a, there's a young kid coming through. I reckon he could easily do it.
Is in our lifetime, are we going to see a Super Bowl?
They wouldn't come back.
No, it wouldn't be.
Like,
Good story, though.
Rugby league, and correct me if I'm wrong, it would be a far harder sport week in, week out than the NFL season, which is already shorter, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. Well, remember Mailata's comments, just saying how he grew up playing league, but I don't think he thought he couldn't come back because it's just a different fitness level,
Yeah.
particularly on the offensive line or the defensive line. I guess some of the receivers and cornerbacks and stuff, if they grew up playing league or union, to come
You're right.
back
You're not
to
going to
do it,
risk.
but
You're not going to risk a $90
you're not
million contract.
exactly.
To
The
come
money
back.
is ludicrous.
600,000.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. This is a bloke who could probably make it over there somehow. Payne Haas set for surgery, writes Peter Bedell in the Courier Mail. Haas was ruled out of Thursday night's game, will undergo the knife next week, ensuring he has no hope of featuring for Australia at the Pacific Championships in October. Reece Walsh is out of the Storm match, so goes from bad to worse for the Broncos. Walters also revealed Reece Walsh will not be rushed back for a dead rubber against the Melbourne Storm, despite doing some light running and training drills during the week. He's not ready to play, so there's no point in risking him this weekend, said Kevy. But more news here through Travis Main and Bedell in the Daily Telegraph. He will remain the coach. Brisbane boss Dave Donaghy backs Broncos coach Kevy Walters. That's good. Good bloke. Walters is off contract at the end of 2026, but there were fears the club legend could be terminated after Brisbane's free fall from grand finals last year to premiership. Also runs this season. I think you've got to give him a bit more time, don't you? They've had a lot of injuries.
This year, yeah. It just looks bad when it's 4 years. He's been there 4 years, and they've only made the semis once. Albeit it was a grand final. Albeit they were 20 minutes away from winning the grand
That's
final.
right. So okay, so if he won the grand final last year,
Grace.com.
so in the and has the exact same season this year, would anyone be mentioning it?
Nope.
No one would mention it.
No way.
No way.
I reckon you get 5 years grace.
If you win a
Grace
competition,
Kelly.
yep.
What did Madge get? Madge got 2014, 18. There you go, 14,
Yeah.
15, 16,
There
17.
you
You
go.
got 4 years.
Anyway, if you want to have a call, now's the time to do it. 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736 736. The run home with Joel and Fletch. Thanks to the Hyundai run out. It's on now. Don't miss out. And wherever you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help.